And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Owlet Tournament Stage 2
Yes,
this
stage two.
this week. Welcome. We will be your hosts. My name is Empathy, and I'm joined by Piper, who
Hello,
will be
everybody. I'll be doing my
casting.
best to make this the least scuffed stream possible. It's my first
Mhm.
time producing, so if you think I'm bad, then you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Exactly. Not much else we can do. So, anyways, let's go right into the match. So we have Echo 6 versus Blazing Pegasus for this match today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about these teams? I've heard there were some move arounds since stage 1.
All right, yeah, for sure. So we have Echo 6, which, from what I know, has kept relatively the same roster since Stage 1. Haven't really made any major changes on their part. And they've actually played one game this week. And, actually, no, they have not played a game this week. My bad. They have not played yet this stage. So this is Echo 6's first match of Stage 2. They ended up in 7th place, just outside of a playoff spot in Stage 1. So I'm sure that they're looking to come out here and get a win to start things off. So hopefully they can get a good start here to Stage 2. And then Blazing Pegasus actually finished 4th place in Stage 1, have played a match so far in this stage. And the big thing with them was, as we heard on the Nest, getting everybody hyped for Wednesday for the Nest, Blazing Pegasus actually made huge roster moves, completely overhauled their roster, and actually ended up getting 4-0'd by Pentant Viserion, and Pentant finished second last in the minors in Stage 1. They got 4-0'd by Pentant Viserion, so BP, the new BP that is, maybe, looking to find their footing here in their second match of the stage.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Sounds... So both teams have things to prove, things to show. It'll be a great matchup, I think, and yeah. So we're about to get things started. Looks like both teams are ready, just waiting for the lobby to get started up here. But the first map we have today will be Oasis. Now, first control map, talk a little bit of strategy. What do you think these teams might be rolling out the gate with?
There's so much you can run here. I mean, on University, it's really common to see goats, sometimes goats variants with, reapers and maze and weird things thrown into the mix. And then on, on University, on City Center, and I'm blanking on the other point now. You see lots of different dive, lots of pharmacy commonly. So there's definitely a lot going on and a lot of things for us to consider going into this. So there's lots of fun comps that we could see here, and maybe this will be more interesting than Overwatch League because we won't see goats. Forehead.
Hopefully. That's all we can really hope, is to see some different comps. But of course, it all depends on what these teams are comfortable with, what things that they've decided they want to run, and to work with their strengths. Because especially with these lower ranks, generally these players won't necessarily have the massive hero pools that professional players do. So I think that'll be very interesting to see what sort of comps these guys run with their hero pools that they have available to them. So I think it'll be a very interesting match, for sure.
Oh, most definitely. And we see some of the new faces here on Blazing Pegasus. It's going to be interesting, boys. Definitely got some interesting things happening. And very quickly here, let's see what we're going to get for a sneak peek. Let's see if I was right. Lots of pharmacy could be played here. Lots of dive off.
Oh, that's... So what we were talking about with the different comp setups. Yeah, that's gonna be a no.
It's goats, chat.
It's goats.
We messed up.
It is goats.
Go back. Go back. I don't want to see this.
Where's the go back button? We need that.
Yeah, we're stuck, I think,
Reverse.
Empathy. We're stuck.
All right.
Now,
well, either way, we'll see how these players decide to play it out.
And I am very interested here to see Samson on the Reinhardt. I have casted Echo 6 before, and he was pretty strong on that Reinhardt, so hopefully we'll be able to see some interesting play from him.
So going into this match, we see Blazing Pegasus starting to take the high ground up here, being able to take this, and it looks like Echo 6 are trying to take the other side, trying to force the engagement on point. Pegasus are going to have to drop eventually, get on this point. So I think Echo 6 have a little bit of advantage going into this, but we'll see as the point opens up. Blazing Pegasus have to drop. D.Va keeping up on that high ground will lead a little bit of advantage. Everyone falling down. The Reinhardt getting really low, but he gets topped up, and Samson actually goes down first. But the D.Va gets DMAC from Quiet Game, so not quite over yet for not quite over yet for Echo 6. Jeffbot getting hit up really hard by Vagabond, though. He is being able to being kept up, and Tree falls, and with that, it looks like Blazing Pegasus will probably lose this point. The rally comes out actually from Echo Fox, and they're starting to bring this back. Both two supports fall, and Echo 6 take the first point.
That was a very interesting fight there. We saw BP tried to go up top there, tried to maybe force a play to happen, but when they dropped, they just weren't able to get anything done. People got caught out of positions, and even though the first kills went the way of BP, Echo 6 was able to close it out there.
Yeah, for sure. Very little interesting turn up, but eventually the problem is you have to get to that point at some point. So as this next fight breaks out, you're going to be starting to see, there comes the engagement on point. Cheese-Ups is caught out pretty hard, but they do get peeled for. But there comes the Transcendence to try to save Tree, but it's a little too late. The grab gets eaten from Marcus from Quiet Game. Really good play from him. The D.Va gets demeched on the side of Echo Fox, though. There comes the D.Va bomb away from Pegasus. Let's see that get killed. It does land on the Lucio. There goes Jeffbot on the Zen, and this fight looks to go in the way of Blazing Pegasus as they're trying to clean up. But the Risu comes actually in from Brave Palm. He goes in, but as more members of Echo Fox fall, it just looks to be Pegasus's point take.
And we just saw there the first kill going the way of Echo 6, but unfortunately Marcus's grab getting eaten just swung the momentum the way of Blazing Pegasus, and they were able to get things done here. And we actually are going to see them taking the high ground here. Didn't see that position work out, so I'm not quite sure what the logic is behind this play.
Well, I was originally thinking they might be trying to catch him in transition, but they let Echo Fox go in. But there comes the Shatter from Tree 60. Gets the pin on Jeffbot. That'll give them a big advantage. The rally comes out from Pegasus to try to save this fight. But as the DMAC comes in from Brave Palm, it's looking to start to favor Echo 6 again. Tree getting hit up, getting down low health. Brave Palm barely staying up as Samson falls. So now the main tank gone from Echo 6. Marcus is pretty high energy, and they haven't quite been able to get a foothold. There comes the Transcendence. That should end it, and Echo 6 are gonna fall back and get a regroup.
And Tree 60 just getting that huge shatter that allowed BP to get that first kill onto Echo 6 was just massive. Getting the first kill in a Goats versus Goats matchup is absolutely massive, and really it just put the ranks of Echo 6 into disarray.
Exactly. And again, we see that high ground position being taken. I think they're just trying to force Echo 6 to take that low ground engagement, but there comes a second shatter from Samson. Deja vu. The pin instead comes on Cheese Nips, and again, the support line from Echo 6 is just getting torn apart right now. But 2 shatters in 2 fights, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Tree 60 right now is just absolutely putting on a clinic on how to mess up the other team as Reinhardt, hitting huge shatters. You know, he's really won these last 2 team fights for his team with those massive shatters.
And as Echo 6 is going in, pulling the Transcendence just to try to get that touch, there comes the Graviton in from Blazing Pegasus. The beat as well. The bomb coming through. The D.Va actually gets killed before she gets back in mech, but there goes 2 support lines again. Support players again from Echo 6. Samson hits the shatter though, counters it. The support line though is still up. They still have the Zarya, but Echo 6 starting to convert these into kills, and they actually pull this back. Even with a slight ult disadvantage, they still pull it back and take the point themselves.
And I think the key there was we did see Tree 60 hit another one of those huge shatters, but he wasn't able to get any value out of it this time. He did actually drop 2 members of Echo 6, but it wasn't enough. You know, there's still enough key members like Marcus and people to keep people alive, and that really just allowed Echo 6 to sustain through that and win the fight there. And there's a little bit of a weird grav split going on there, but that actually gave enough space to Echo 6 for them to get onto the point here.
And as we see, Cheez-Ups tries to get a shatter on Tree, or tries to get a stun on Tree, doesn't do much, and he actually gets punished for that overextension. And Blazing Pegasus are going to continue to rally onto this, getting the DMAC on Brave Palm. It's continuing to push up. The tanks from Echo 6 are just starting to fall, and this is leading to disaster for Echo 6 as overtime ticks down. Blazing Pegasus are going to probably take this point back before they're allowed to touch. Sure enough, there comes the grab though. Right as Marcus dies, pulls out the grab to try to try to force out anything, try to win this fight, but it looks like Blazing Pegasus are gonna take this first round. Not easily though. Pretty back and forth that round, but Blazing Pegasus go up 1-0 in this map.
And that was quite the round there. Very close there at the end. Just, you know, honestly, I'm split here. You know, we've seen lots of good play from both of these teams, and really, I think it's just come down to Tree60 being the bigger Reinhardt here. I mean, we've seen some good play from the Echo 6 side, you know, sustaining well and helping to keep Samson up and other members of their team alive. But, yeah, I don't know. Tree60, man, he's just hitting all the shatters right now. He's making all the plays. He's just been massive. And we're going to see University now, which is going to give Tree60 the ability, in fact, to be a massive Reinhardt once again, as we're going to see both teams still on GOATs. This is pretty much Overwatch League 2.0 at this point.
Exactly. These guys have been studying up, watching the first 2 weeks of Overwatch League, I think. Pulling some strats out from their book. But as the fight breaks out again, you see Cheese Nips tries to get aggressive, but he actually gets knocked down, and Dallin and D-Seals goes down, so it's basically a 6v4 now while their Brig is coming back from that lower side. The D.Va gets demeched, and again, here comes Blazing Pegasus, just really finding these openings quite a bit more, and Echo 6's positioning, they try to go for these aggressive plays, but it doesn't seem to work out for him.
And it seems to be that somehow Blazing Pegasus now is being able to catch key members of Echo 6 out of position there. We saw D-Seals dropping first, and the Lucio is absolutely important. The speed and that just little bit of sustain that the Lucio heals is absolutely critical in these long GOATS fights.
Exactly. And we're going to see Echo 6 take this aggressive position. We'll see if they can get caught out again. There comes a big shatter, but the bomb comes out as well. And that's going to get some few kills. That's huge. It looked to be down and out for Pegasus, but that bomb ends up saving them, and they did get a few kills even with that shatter. So big shatter from Samson, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough follow-up. That bomb made enough space and cleared out enough people. Echo 6 just couldn't convert it.
Yeah, that was an absolutely massive bomb here. I mean, we did see Tree60 falling first, but again, it's not enough for Echo 6 here. They need to sustain a little bit more. They're putting themselves in such risky positions with over-aggressive play, and I don't even know what to say about that.
Vagabond almost got caught out, but Jeff Bob goes down, and then the grab comes in. Transcendence a little bit, just tries to sustain, but yeah, members of Echo 6 falling down. And again, Pegasus are just looking dominant the second half.
Yeah, I don't know what to say there, you know. Cornish picking off Jeffbot at the start there, you know, you can't lose. Like I said, it's key players that are falling for Echo 6 at the start of all these fights, but one saving grace here is they do have 4 ultimates, so the ult economy is in their favor.
Exactly. We're going to see as Echo 6 push on. They put a lot of pressure on that Reinhardt. The Shatter doesn't find much, unfortunately, for Tree 6 that time. And the Transcendence keeping people topped up. There comes the grab, the bomb coming up as well. And Samson does get taken out by that bomb. The Reinhardt falling from Echo 6. It's going to be very hard for them to sustain through this fight as this just gets more and more scrappy. And now Marcus is getting collapsed on. He will fall. And the target priority from Pegasus is looking pretty decent right now.
Yeah, but it seems that maybe Echo 6 is going to be able to find their way back into this fight with Samson coming back off respawn first, but
they're able to sustain it enough. It looks like the ult value was just enough as Phoenix decided to give this one up. They just couldn't quite convert it. But yeah, Phoenix finally lose a fight, and Echo 6 has finally gotten control of the point.
Yeah, but I think the big thing here to look at is the fact that Echo 6 had to use so many ultimates there, and in return, you know, we saw BP use relatively little. Oh, but that's an absolutely huge start to this fight.
Oh yeah, that Lucio pick was huge, but the boop! Tree gets knocked off the map, and the DMAC. That's gonna completely turn this fight away, as I can't speak right now. But there goes the members, and Echo 6 now starting to take control of this map.
Yeah, it's quite the interesting thing here. But one interesting thing we're going to see is Marcus somehow, through both of these fights, I don't think he's went down, but he has no energy. You know, that's a huge thing with these Zaryas being so critical to providing a lot of damage for their teams. and he just doesn't have any energy right now. He pretty much started on the same level as Snoop Doge, sorry.
Yep. And there it goes as the Shatter comes in for Samson. That'll take out Vagabond. The Brig being taken out. The D-Mech onto the Diva. That might reset her ult charge here if she decides to swap and swap back, but she's actually going to continue it up, see if she can get her mech back.
Now, I like this play from Blazing Pegasus here. They've taken the time to build up their ultimates. They now have 5 ultimates online. They're going to have a grab bomb combo. They have the rally. They have the trance to sustain any ultimates coming out from Echo 6's side. And they have 360 who can look for a massive shatter here. They just have all the ult economy in the world to make this fight happen and win.
Looks like they're looking to try to just win that one team fight that they need. There comes the grab, the bomb coming out, the stun, but no kills coming out. There comes the Transcendence, the counter bomb from E6, but there's the Diva bomb that E6 were looking for. They get 3 picks, and now it's just a matter of cleaning up all these stagger kills, and looks like E6 will take map 2.
I'm shocked there. I don't know how. I mean, you know, what happened there, I guess, is, you know, Blazing Pegasus came in guns blazing. They set up that grab bomb combo, which they've had success with, and they just weren't able to connect a stun onto Samson or any other members of this Echo 6 roster. And then on the flip side, Echo 6 was able to get out a grab bomb of their own and just absolutely destroyed them. Brave PLM getting that huge 3K off a couple big stuns and charges. So that was huge, and we're gonna see a 3rd point here.
Yep, it all came down to that grab bomb combo, and at the end of the day, E6's was bigger. They set it up better. That bomb position was well done. They couldn't get the shield around, and it tore apart Pegasus, and that ended up hurting that bomb.
C-chat, bigger is better. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
Exactly. Anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying.
And also, more goats, chat. Enjoy.
More goats, XD.
Got some interesting rotations here. We've seen Blazing Pegasus. I think the theory here is that they want to dictate the pace of the fights more, and that's why they're taking the high ground, to try to give them the ability to sustain, you know, decide when they want to drop to point, and then literally just drop right into Echo 6's ranks and destroy them.
Exactly like what they're doing, and now you're starting to see a little bit of separation. Bit of a scrappy fight here, but E6 trying to get back together. Members all around the place. Quiet Game gets taken out of mech, though. Tree 6 falls, and that should be the point pretty much won for Echo 6. That the engage from Phoenix just wasn't quite clean. They couldn't separate out members as well, and E6 just took that advantage, found those targets that they needed, and took the fight.
Yeah, that was definitely a good fight there from Echo 6. They were able to get Quiet Game out of his mech, and you know, once you have the Diva, once you have any key member of this GOATS comp, really all members are key members. Once you have a member gone that is important, you know, it makes this fight pretty easy.
And here comes the Transcendences out from both sides. The rally already came out from Cheese Nips on E6, and the double boop from D-Seals. It actually kills off the Zarya and the Brig, and now more members fall, and now so E6 looking to hold this. The boop from D-Seals, though, wow.
I mean,
that was impressive.
Blazing Pegasus gotta be aware of that map geometry, which I thought was something this team was gonna be good at, you know? We saw them trying to take the high ground. You know, GOATS is notoriously a comp that doesn't have the ability to reach high grounds that easily, and we've seen them trying to deny that high ground space early on in fights, and there they just forgot that the edge of a map exists, and D-Seals went, hey, I can just right-click, and bye-bye.
Oh, but there comes the Q press from Tree 6. Gets, I believe, 5 members. Or, sorry, from Pegasus. Gets 5 members of E6 down. Here comes the Diva Bomb on point to try to win it. Jeffbot falls to it. The main tank is down. And as more members fall, D-Seals has that beat, but he doesn't want to use it yet. No point in trying to stall this out for 5 more percent. Better save that to try to convert a point win. But Pegasus finally do win a fight as E6 get to 84%.
Yeah, and that was a pretty big fight there from Blazing Pegasus. Once again, we saw Tree 6 hitting an absolutely massive shatter there that allowed his team to get in there and really mess up this Echo 6 roster. But we're going to see actually pretty equal ult economy here, and the real distance is going to be how quickly Samson can get his shatter and how quickly Cornish can get this grab.
Exactly. As now Pegasus just poking from the high ground. Simpson just swinging away at these members, trying to get
Oh,
the shatter. There
it's
it is. Big shatter. There comes the Transcendence, though. It'll keep everyone topped up for the time being through that shatter, but there comes the later Transcendence from Jeffbot. That'll get the advantage. The graph coming out from E6 along with the bomb. That will clear out. Cheezips gets 3, but Quiet Game with the 3-man bomb. It is even right now. Great Pump trying to save this with another bomb himself. Doesn't find anything. The Zarya goes down on Phoenix's side. And here comes the point conversion from E6. And now we're in one-fight territory. Blazing Pegasus on the edge of losing this map. They have to make something happen quick.
Yeah, that was absolutely sick there. You know, Samson able to hit that massive shatter. Wasn't quite enough for his team as there was the double support ults coming out. But, I mean, it just came down to, you know, the out sustain available to Blazing Pegasus.
Yeah, and there comes the grab. The DMAC comes out. Samson gets the counter pin on Tree 60. He gets the bubble, but Samson just doesn't have the support that Phoenix's tank have. Tree 6 falls there. But as the Zenyatta falls, currently Phoenix is up one member. The remake comes in, and looks like they're getting getting the kills that they need. Now just trying to focus a member. Lucio ends up falling. Now it's just cleanup. Will E6 be able to sustain through this fight? Try to get their members back. They won't be able to. So Phoenix will take this point back, but 99% on E6, and they've lost all that time now. They have to win a few more fights before this is over.
But I think the one benefit here, if you're Echo 6, you're looking at this and you're going, all right, we have our Zenyatta at 80%, we have our Zarya at 80, we have our Brigitte at 80, and we also have our Shatter, and really, there's not a whole lot coming online here for Blazing Pegasus, so I may be going, hey, this is pretty good. Oh, but it's Tree 60 here. He gets the huge flank. Holy shit.
Oh, there's the flank. So the Zenyatta might have been bait here to try to bait out the Shatter. Doesn't quite work out, though. The Transcendence comes online. Cheetah takes out Tree 6, but there comes the Shatter into the grab, and E6 is gonna clean this up pretty easily, and it looks like this map is going the way of E6. They just need a few more crucial kills there. Clean up. I don't think Phoenix will be able to touch it in time before this overtime ticks down. They're trying to make the trek, but that is the map going the way of Echo 6.
Yeah, and that's a big play there, you know. Very odd to see your Zenyatta, you know, trying to do something weird like that, like bait their team. Usually it's the Rhine tries to sit by himself and go for his own Shatter by himself, but I don't know if I agree with that bait. And yeah, the absolutely lovely boot from D-Seals to secure his team that victory. And I think really what this came down to here was just a case of Echo 6 was able to figure out how to win and sustain.
It was quite a bit in those mid fights, you know. We saw Blazing Pegasus kind of, it felt like they weren't quite there. They weren't quite there with the target priority. There was a lot of splitting up, a lot of members that kind of just that went for an aggressive pick or did something like that, and E6 just kind of took advantage of that a lot of times. We saw Blazing Pegasus set up some good combos, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. Those scrappier fights just went the way of E6 a little bit more. So we do see Echo 6 winning that first map. Now, going into the second map will be Watch Point Gibraltar. What things might we expect based off that first fight? There's a lot of goats in control, but on escort maps it's a little bit different. Sometimes we see some things different, and especially on Gibraltar, it actually favors some different compositions. So we might actually see something besides goats on this map. We'll have to see, though.
I mean, I would sure hope so that we see something else other than goats. I think from that first match, there's a lot of takeaways. You know, we saw Echo 6 near the end there really pull together. They had great target priority, you know, great ability to sustain through fights. They seemed to really sort things out. And Blazing Pegasus, you know, it kind of went from this ability to get these huge shatters and huge individual plays that we even saw in the later fights. You know, they were still hitting huge shatters and huge bombs, but really it just came down to, I think, Echo 6 having better team play. So maybe going into Watchpoint Gibraltar here, there's lots of high ground that's abusable. You know, there's lots of long sight lines for Widowmakers. If I'm blazing Pegasus here, you know, I'm looking to bring out the dive and maybe utilize some of that individual skill that we've seen clearly, right? We've seen Tree 60 have amazing skill on the tanks. We've seen Quiet Game masterful on that diva, especially with the bombs. Really haven't seen much else from the other members, so maybe they're going to pull out a dive here to try to highlight that individual skill, and maybe that'll cover up some of the greater issues they've been having in terms of priority and such.
Exactly, I agree. Now, taking a little quick break there before the members are ready. So, I guess one thing we'll talk about there. Well, there was a little bit to talk about.
There's lots to talk about. For
yeah.
Sure.
Especially one thing I was a little bit worried about for Pegasus' side was the ult economy, because a lot of times they tended to just build up a bunch of ultimates as opposed to, you know, cycling them out, utilizing the amount of ultimate combos that they had available, and instead would just favor taking a dry fight and just building up 4 or 5 ultimates just to try to win a fight. But Echo 6 just in the team play seemed to read that and utilize their ults a little bit better. You know, in the grabs they kept their Transcendence, they kept the Lucio ult for bombs, and I feel like that's why we saw a lot of fights go the way of Echo 6, even though Blazing Pegasus had some of those ult combos available. Echo 6 was able to read them and counterplay them a little bit better, I felt.
And I think maybe that might show a little bit of a better understanding of the current meta on the side of Echo 6. Blazing Pegasus there, you know, trying to stack ultimates a lot doesn't always work. You know, if it's coming near the end of a point, like we saw them on University stack up 5 ultimates, that's the perfect time because you're going to have one last fight, one last push to get in there. That's an okay time to have stacked ultimates. But when you're, you know, sitting there, you know, trying to play goats, the way this meta works is it's very kind of rolling with the punches, you know, especially in Overwatch League. We see these really long, drawn-out fights where we see a lot of people getting ultimates over and over again. And I think that if you're too afraid to use your ultimates, then what's going to happen is you're going to end up losing these fights, and the other team that is not afraid to use 1 or 2 ultimates committed to a fight at the start are going to just keep rolling you, because you're going to lose the fight before you even get a chance to get in there and dump all of your ultimates. And to build on top of that, they're constantly going to have a cycle of ultimates cycling through, while meanwhile you're just sitting there on your butt with 6 ultimates. So I think if you're Blazing Pegasus here, you got to look at what went wrong with your goats comp, and I think the big things you got to identify here are your target priority, we already talked about that, and your ult economy here, because ult economy just doesn't mean building up 6 ultimates and pressing Q all at once, especially not in goats where it's very not easy, but it's definitely possible to save cooldowns to pretty much negate ultimates. So definitely ult economy, cycle through them, get aggressive with them, make the plays here, you know.
And I think at the end of the day, we kind of expect Pegasus to not quite be as refined. You know, as you said earlier, their team roster is basically changed from stage 1 to stage 2, so we kind of expect them to be a little bit more rusty earlier season, as you know, they're trying to get a feel for each other. You know, they don't quite have that teamwork and that team priority as such as Echo 6 might, as I believe they kept most the same roster from stage 1.
Echo 6
so they're going to be a little bit more polished. Yeah,
definitely did keep more of their roster, maybe made a couple of pickups, I'm not quite sure, don't quite have that information, but Blazing Pegasus, yeah, they made lots of roster moves, and maybe what we're seeing is just a symptom of not having a lot of time to synergize as a team. And thank goodness, chat, we're going to finally get into this map, because I'm pretty sure you guys were getting bored of watching this Watchpoint Gibraltar thing cycle over and over again.
Who doesn't love the B-roll map flyovers, you know? Everyone loves them. But anyways, yeah, getting into this map, as you said, you alluded that this map is quite a bit more dive heavy. It leaves them more potential. And as you said, that's kind of a side effect of having so much high ground to work off of. So what kind of things do you expect maybe are pulled out, especially on the side of Pegasus? As you said, didn't seem quite as good on the goats as Echo 6.
Well, I think that in the current meta, there's definitely a lot of things that you can play with dive. I think if you're expecting the other team to play goats, which is a huge possibility with how we saw Echo 6 play this, Blazing Pegasus, maybe pulling out something like a Sombra wouldn't be bad. Pharmacy Sombra, honestly, would not be the worst decision. Another popular things if you're playing anti-goats is triple or quad DPS, which honestly is not that bad, you know, getting the Tracer or a Sombra, the Widowmaker, something spam heavy, you know, like a Pharah, Junk, not necessary, but also Hanzo, another great hero that you can play. There's plenty of these combinations that you can play for these quad and triple DPS. Hell, we even saw Defran, playing Torbjorn, you know? There's so much potential for these quad DPS comps, and I would love to see some teams pull it out here.
I think triple and quad DPS is every ranked member's wet dream, so we'll see if this happens. But as we're looking at the start, we see Blazing Pegasus come out with that dive, although they do have Soldier with this dive, which is a little bit different. We don't quite always see Soldier pulled out in these sort of comps.
Yeah, the Soldier pick, definitely a little odd here. Soldier hasn't really been that popular in later stages of competitive Overwatch for a multitude of reasons, but we are going to see a bit of classic almost dive on both teams here, and a bit of an odd choice coming out here from Blazing Pegasus opting for a Mercy as their main healer as opposed to an Ana.
Oh, and as you talk about that little devil, she ends up falling, but Brave Palm, he gets picked for overextending there, so it's a little bit of an even fight, although without a main healer, the longer this fight goes on without a main healer, the worse off it is for Pegasus. But as you see, the DMAC comes out from both sides. We see the Widowmaker starting to do some damage. Jeffbot takes out Tree 6, but Cheese Snips also gets taken out. So again, both main tanks falling, just kind of trading out. But currently, this looks to be still in favor of the defenses, as we're starting to see actually some rotations from the high ground. And there goes Jeffbot from the Genji, Mercy following him. They're just trying to take care of this backline, these damage dealers right now. As Brave Palm takes out the Soldier though as well. There goes the Widowmaker. These picks are just going back and forth. It's hard to tell exactly what's happening in this fight, but Pegasus are starting to win it.
I mean, we talked about how good, you know, Echo 6's target priority was at the start of this. And man, I have to say,
not quite as good this time.
I don't know, maybe it's the dive. They're not used to playing it. And, you know, Gibraltar is a very dive-heavy map, but a lot of these maps you can play goats on. I don't know, that was a lot of sloppy people all over the place.
Yeah,
and
the flank from that Soldier and with the Mercy pocket.
Oh, there was so much weird stuff going on. I don't even know what to say about that.
That's just one of those times where you just look at it and you're like, okay, where do we start?
I mean, tell me about it. I'm trying to spectate this and I'm going, all right, who am I watching here?
Okay, so there goes the dive as well. There goes the bomb as well from D.Va as the D.Va gets remexed. The Infrasite's not really going to do much. Marcus gets taken out pretty early by Vagabond. And we're seeing that Widow just get dove pretty hard. And what? I wasn't even paying attention.
Doomfist is like the worst hero in the game. Blazing Pegasus, what?
Doomfist comes in and pretty much and just wipes away. I don't. What do I say to that? Brave Palm just clears out two members of Pegasus, and
I'm confused.
They just convert that to a win.
I am confusion, chat. I am confusion.
Okay, well, going back to this a little bit, Marcus does switch off the Widowmaker onto Sombra. It makes sense. They're just diving a little bit too hard on him. He's not able. The space just isn't there for him. And considering Cheeseip's Echo 6 switch to the Rein Zarya, it makes more sense for this Sombra play to come in. It'll hopefully help avoid the cooldowns. The biggest hack target would definitely be the Genji. And building that EMP against that trans is pretty big. There comes the Dragon Blade though as well from Vagabond, and they're gonna clean wipe this. The grab is thrown in from Echo 6 to try to save it, but
that's
not much
too little
happens.
too late.
A little bit too late, yeah.
Now, I didn't actually notice this earlier, but we've actually had a couple substitutions on the side of Echo 6. Cheese Nips is going in for Samson, and Justine went in for... Oh, I'm blanking now, chat. Don't make fun of me, please. Justine 76J went in.
So maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, that alludes to the fact that they want a little bit more DPS a little bit more DPS heavy. They want these dive heroes in. So that definitely makes sense. But we're seeing Echo 6 kind of on the back foot. They're afraid to take this fight on point, though. I don't really agree with that. But there comes the Shatter on the Neva, but the Transcendence comes in. That will save them for the time being. Not much able to be done. That Vagabond is hacked. The Genji won't be able to do much right now. And there comes the dive onto Vagabond, but he gets topped up. Still gets that support and kills on neither side. And now the Doomfist going for the Soldier, but the bomb in the back from Pegasus. There comes the beat to counter the Visor. Oh, and the Soldier gets taken down. But Cheese Nips as well falls down to the ulting Winston. That's not good. And the Soldier gets rezzed up. And wow, some really quick kills from Marcus there. They disrupted in the back, and I think that distracted Pegasus just enough for E6 to take this fight back into their hands.
That was quite the fight there. We saw Snoop Doge go for that tack Visor, get absolutely shut down. And I mean, Soldier 76 is one of the weaker heroes in this current meta. We don't really see him played much, and I would even say Doomfist also pretty weak, but Brave Palm putting in absolute work. That's a really big factor here for Echo 6. I think Cheese Nips and Justine are doing a great job of creating enough space for both Marcus and Brave to do the work they need to do.
Now we're going to see Marcus setting up the EMP. There goes the EMP. It hits 5 members of Pegasus, and they don't have the Transcendence available. That should be the team wipe for E6, and there they go. As they take down the Reinhardt and the Genji, there's not going to be much able for Pegasus to do. They just go back to the spawn and regroup. So nice setup on the EMP. They only had to dedicate that EMP, and that will build up their charges. Justine has the Graviton available. Ooh, but Brave Palm being taken out late.
But there's the thing. Cornish just telegraphed his position, and now look where he is. He's stuck, and he's going to get taken out very easily for that. Got a little over-aggressive here.
Yep, there falls, but there goes the res onto Cornish, and the main tank falls from E6. So this fight is not over, but Marcus doing work in the back, takes down the Reinhardt on the enemy side from that hack. So Pegasus started to look like they might be able to get it, but Marcus just being kind of the X factor in this game, turning things around with those hacks, and Pegasus just haven't really found an answer for that on point 3.
And I think the big thing here is we've got huge ult economy on the side of Echo 6 here, comparative to Blazing Pegasus, and they don't have a lot of time left here, so we'll have to see what they're going to be able to get done here.
So as Pegasus decide to take this high ground, get their soldiers set up to just shoot hell from below, and there comes the beat as well to again cancel out that tactic visor, but a couple kills going the way of E6. Brave Palm gets taken out by the visor, but it's not enough as the Coalescence comes out, keeping people topped up, gets the kill on the Zarya, and again E6 turning this fight, and as you said, the ult advantage from E6 just worked in their favor.
Now, if I'm Blazing Pegasus here, I'm sitting here going, oh, why don't we just go goats? We've seen so much goats from both of these teams, and now all of a sudden they're afraid to play. Yeah, okay, I spoke too soon, chat. Literally, the minute I say something, we're going to see the switch over to Reaper Goats here with 30 seconds left. It's a little too late, and I would honestly switch the Reaper here for a Sombra. You know, Brave PLM is playing that Doomfist. Sombra, a great counter for Doomfist. You get that hack, and Doomfist is just a big potato.
But there comes the Graviton, but the EMP comes out to try to keep people alive, but it's not enough. That Reaper don't have no abilities that stop his damage. So he's just going to go in, take down 5 members of the enemy team. Brave Palm just trying to save himself with that ultimate. Oh, tries to take out the Zen. Does force out the Trans, though. That could be important on this last
Cornish,
here.
That is not what you want.
Yeah, as the last contest does come down here. Whoa, Jeff Bot getting taken down. And now the last remaining members of E6 starting to fall, and it looks like Pegasus in overtime will get this 3rd point push. They take it all the way.
Yeah, I think at the at the end there, you know, I think the big difference came down to, I think honestly Echo 6 outstayed their welcome on that comp. you know, Doomfist with his recent nerfs is not very strong. So you have a Doomfist, and although Brave was doing work, you have a Doomfist who cannot pump very consistent damage. You had Marcus on a Sombra. Again, it's not very consistent damage. And I think once we saw Blazing Pegasus switch over to a comp that had a little bit more sustain with that Brigitte to add that level of sustain, it just made all the difference. And all of a sudden, the heroes of Echo 6 that were meant to, you know, isolate and pick off individuals with the Doomfist and the Sombra abilities to disrupt, they just kind of got fucked, you know? No other way to put it politely. But we're going to get a good start here. And we're actually going to get to see a bit more classic dive coming out here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The one thing I do not agree with here is Snoop Doge on Soldier 76.
Yeah, we see that quite a bit. I don't know exactly why they're putting him so heavily on this. If it's just like more of a comfort pick for him, or if they're confident that he's gonna be able to pump in that consistent damage that they want on with that soldier. But it's difficult to see. We'll have to see how this plays out. Maybe it'll work for him, but it's hard to tell right off the start.
And I mean, that soldier's already at a disadvantage, especially with Marcus going onto that Widowmaker. That's a huge uncontested hero in Widowmaker that, you know, Blazing Pegasus is going to have a hard time answering from Echo 6.
I'm on board with Marcus right now and seeing what kind of pop shots he takes, what kind of angles he's getting. There goes Vagabond. He falls. I believe he got weak off the snipe, and the dive heroes has followed up on it. And there, as the res comes on, but there's already another member down. Justine getting really low, almost taken out of mech. And E6 may have overpushed it a little bit. Cheese Nips falls down to it. But they are getting some free cart push here before Pegasus start to take this. And there's that big pick that they needed. Marcus falling. That's a majority of their damage. And E6 are just going to fall back off of that pick.
And smart plays there by Echo 6, recognizing that, hey, we've outstayed our welcome. You know, it's time for us to fall back here. Regroup. Let's go back in. That's what I like to see from teams. I like to see teams, you know, being able to identify, you know, you've lost a fight. That's your cue to back out, reset, and not feed any more alt charge.
And here comes the bomb from the D.Va, and that's a big pick, both on the Mercy and the Genji. Two heroes that really, you don't want to lose in dive, otherwise you really lose the potential to take the initiative. And as you see, off the back of those two picks, Pegasus just fall back, but they get staggered really hard as there's a raging monkey in their spawn right now.
And that's actually a really smart play by Cheese Nips, knowing that the way the cart currently was is that he recognized that Blazing Pegasus was going to have the ability to recontest, and he took the initiative to go, hey, I'm going to stuff them into spawn.
Ooh, may have been overstuffed though as he gets picked, but the res will come in to save him a little bit. So, they're gonna be back in. E6, there you go, there's the cart push.
Pretty much my comp games right there, ladies and gentlemen. What is the payload?
Move the payload, as they say. Alright, so E6 just getting a little cart, trying to put a little bit of presence on, and Pegasus getting ready to stage just dive. There goes the dive onto the backline from Marcus, but the D.Va actually doesn't follow him in. There comes the blade to kill Marcus as well, to kill the Widowmaker, sorry. And now the Valking Mercy is able to keep people topped up through that EMP. They weren't able to convert anything. There comes another D.Va bomb and another big 2 picks onto the soldier, and Mercy again. This poor Mercy falling to these D.Va bombs. It's so unfortunate. As a support mate, it's unfortunate to see. But we'll see E6 start to convert things. Jeff bot falls, but it probably won't be enough. And the res again. And more cart presence. Again, E6, there's the cart presence we need.
Oh, Cheese Nip, stop bullying the Mercy.
Oh, come on.
Stop. She's already dead.
Please. The humanity.
Think of the children.
Oh, God. And now Pegasus, I don't really agree with this. They're just trying to stagger on the D.Va bomb.
Oh, Echo 6. What are you doing? How do you, have we entered, like, meme land right now? The bomb was sitting on the cart, guys. Come on.
I feel like I'm watching a Fresh
What?
Nuts highlight where I'm just seeing a lot of diva bombs get the fight win. Okay,
What?
yeah.
It was on the cart, though. How do you not hide from that? Quiet Game sat on the cart, pressed Q, and you all stood there. What did you think was gonna happen?
Oh man, you hate to see it. You know, it's
I don't know
sometimes
what to
as you
say
want
though.
to-
Like, you know it's going to explode and kill you. Don't stand in front of it.
Okay, well, as E6 switch back actually to the Rein Zarya comp, they will find the picks that they need. 2 big picks. Again, kill the Reinhardt on the side of Pegasus. There comes the res onto Soldier, but the Zenyatta falling, and there comes the sights from Soldier as well, but the beat will keep people sustained. The Soldier probably won't live very long. Yeah, not able to get any picks off of that. And again, Pegasus just kind of trying to stall as much as they can, wait to get cleaned up, and it looks like E6 might have this point back, but the Reinhardt is back, but still the staggers have just been too many for from Echo 6 to be able to recontest that cart. So
And I think that's
now
just
Pegasus on the back foot.
I think that's just symptomatic here of the weaker comps we're seeing from Blazing Pegasus. You have a Mercy who doesn't quite have that sustain. Mercy Zen, you know, Mercy isn't as strong as she used to be. This isn't what you need to be doing, you know, and we're gonna actually see a couple changes here. I like that switch on Brigitte. Give your team a little bit more sustain. Snoop Dogg, back, Doge, whatever, back onto that Reaper. Might give your team what they need, but Brave PLM here with that EMP is gonna be huge.
There's the snipe. There's the snipe we love to see. But it looks like the Mercy might be able to get the res. No, she won't. Oh, no, she does. She does get the res in the end. But as the Mercy's getting really low, but there's the Sombra pick on the Vagabond. That's a big member to pick. And the Mercy gets picked, even though Marcus falls to the Diva. It's E6 again, just... And notice the whole time, Pegasus was not touching that cart. E6 got a lot of cart push off of that. And Pegasus really have nothing to show for it. The Valkyrie coming in to try to sustain anything, but a big shatter again from Tree, gets 3, but the grab comes in, and Pegasus weren't able to follow up on it. As members still going through, the res comes available onto the Baby Diva. The Baby Diva will get remexed, but Vagabond's still low. He ends up falling, and again, this is just more and more stagger we see coming out from Pegasus. The Transcendence coming in, and really, they're just trying to contest this card as much as they can and try to make a miracle play, but E6 not giving anything up right now. The Shatter to come clean up. Now it's just the Mercy to be picked. The emergency Wrecking Ball coming in. Ball to stall, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see a pendulum swing as he actually does kill Jeffbot, but just as the picks come through, Marcus is coming back. They're just... I don't see any way that Pegasus come back from this, and it looks like they're about to get a 3rd-point take.
I mean, we are seeing BP doing a pretty good job of delaying here. They've delayed almost a minute off of Echo 6's time, and that's been absolutely massive for them here, as they were already down a very large amount. But we are going to eventually see Echo 6 take it. But I think the big takeaway here is that we were able to see a pretty big stall, but Echo 6 still finished with a minute of time. And the way the mechanics work in Overwatch is because BP finished the map with 0 time, they are now going to start the map with 1 minute of time on attack, but that's also going to give an additional minute of time to Echo 6 because Echo 6 finished the map with over a minute remaining. And honestly, the difference between 2 minutes and 1 minute is pretty big, especially starting off a map. Blazing Pegasus, unless the first fight goes very quickly, they realistically only have 1 fight into this, or BP, they only have 1 fight going into this, whereas Echo 6, they do have the ability here to go for 2, maybe three fights. So, you know, BP, they've got to win this first fight. They got to win that advantage, and I like the cheese.
The cheese, indeed. And what I like about this is notice actually, it looks like E6 are actually starting to read this, because look at the comp they have. The quad tag, never mind, they're going to pull out the Genji instead. So they're going with we're going with the Lucio Zen. Oh, no.
What?
Oh, it looks like...
Echo 6, if you play this, you're throwing. Nah, I'm just playing.
No, this is actually really
I see what they're doing. I hope it works. I hope it works.
If they take the high ground and jump onto the Bastion has nothing to kill all these tanks really quickly, especially with the defense matrix. But they're just taking this fight really quickly. I don't agree with this. They're going in, the shield is broken, and Tree 6 gonna get hard focused down, and there it comes! The kills onto the Bastion and the Ogre's a huge picks, and they're just gonna frag this out, and actually the con from E6 was pretty brilliant, actually, to counter the cheese. With all that health pool, yeah, the Bastion does a lot of damage, but that's over 2,000 points of health you have to clean up. Even a Bastion struggles with doing that much damage at once.
And here's where the problem of not setting up your Bastion cheese right away is now you're in a very rough position where your Orisa and your Bastion are forced to set up off the cart, which is less than ideal, but they've actually managed to fight their way back into this.
Yep, and it seems like it was off the back of E6 not really realizing that they needed to get out of that sight line of the Bastion. They weren't quite in position to deal with them, and yeah, with overtime remaining, they did win the first fight, but now they're gonna have a pirate ship to deal with. Arr.
And I just think the big issue here is, you know, there are more ultimates, right? It's a very big tank-heavy comp, and the reason I didn't like seeing this from Echo 6 is they've given up a lot of more ult charge to Blazing Pegasus than they got in return. Furthermore, now they're going to have to take a very tough fight, and if they don't dislodge 360 here, they're going to have big problems.
And there comes the Coalescence to try to save it, but the Transcendence as well should save Pegasus a little bit, and there comes the bomb. Oh, and the ultimates actually come out from the E6. They were able to sustain that long enough to get their ultimates available, and those ult combos between the Diva Bomb and the Wrecking Ball ult were enough to win the fight for Pegasus, or, yeah, for E6. I can't speak.
Yeah, I think the big thing there, again, we talked about this at the start, you know, Blazing Pegasus is just not being confident enough with their ultimates. They had more ults than Echo 6 going into that fight, but they sat there, they didn't try to use any ultimates proactively, and they got punished for it, right? You can't use ultimates to react, especially when it's a thing such as a grav, you know, grav, mines, stuff like that, and they just got doinked. They got doinked hard.
And I think the main mistake there was leaving the Bastion on cart. You know he had his ultimate available, and you know in overtime they're gonna want to put pressure on the cart. So I think the play there would have been to set up the Bastion in the server room and then utilize the ultimate to start cleaning house, or at least force the support ults early from E6 in order to win the rest of the fight with the Bastion. But I mean, as you saw, they kept on cart, and E6 just knew right away exactly what to hit, what to do, and they converted that right away.
I also think here that was an alright push for BP considering, but they've got a lot of work ahead of them now. And again, we're seeing this very weak, like it's weak. I'm not gonna lie. You just don't have enough consistent heals. You know, you don't have good ult combinations here from on the side of Blazing Pegasus, and I'm not gonna be surprised if this gets absolutely run over by Echo 6.
Yep, and we see Echo 6 again. They pull out Marcus on the Somber. We saw that work for them pretty well on the first attack of theirs. We'll see if it has that same effect. And yeah, as you're starting to see, there's some chip damage coming out. The dive as well does start to come out on the members of E6. As Cornish gets hacked, he's going to fall down, but fight pretty scrappy right now. But look at E6, they're pushing the cart and not really able to do much. The pick on Marcus will be big, but as well, the soldier on the side of Pegasus falls. So even fight right now. And as of right now, E6 have the spawn advantage, and there comes the kills. Now the problem, unfortunately, Pegasus, with this dive, at some point they have to contest the cart, and they just weren't quite able to make it happen. And that, without much of a fight, E6 makes it through the point, wins overtime, and they're up in the series 2-0.
And I definitely think there that Blazing Pegasus was just way too afraid to take the fight against Echo 6, and they gave them so much space before they even engaged that, you know, they could have easily have played something aggressive, tried to make it 2 fights, because they realistically did push the cart far enough that they could get 1 fight if they played aggressive and then get a second fight right where the cart was going to be. But they played it super passively. They, you know, just didn't take enough initiative to actually, you know, use their comp to their advantage and, you know, put pressure on Echo 6 and force them to make mistakes. And I really think that's kind of, you know, been symptomatic of them playing a much weaker comp, right? Like we saw that comp was just not good. I don't know what they were doing. It's
And the
just-
thing is,
I'm at a
the
loss
thing
for
is-
words. I'm at a loss for
Yeah.
words, Empathy, because what combos did you had? You had dive tanks, right? You had Diva, Winston, you had a Mercy, Zen, you had a Soldier and a Genji. What are the combinations? Somebody explain.
Listen, as
Chat,
all
if you
of
can
my-
crack the code to this comp, I will give you $20.
I have cracked the code, right? As any Platinum Genji main has ever told me, you just have to Valkyrie into his Dragon Blade and he gets 6 kills, obviously. It's that simple.
I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to find. I'm grasping at straws here. You know.
On a realistic note, though, I think the biggest problem with them, yeah, like you said, was just their indecisiveness. Because if you have that Genji with the dive tanks, it's all about that dive. That's how classic dive works. You pick a target and you have to dedicate yourself. You have to hard engage on a target. Otherwise, you just don't quite have that damage. They're going to just heal up any chip damage from your Genji or from anyone else. So if you don't get that early pick and you don't take the fight to him right away, it makes it really difficult to actually convert any fights your way. Get the picks that you need to. And we kind of saw that as a symptom. There just wasn't much, fight coming out because you just saw, the tanks kind of go in. The Genji wouldn't really dedicate his dash at the same time as his tanks engaged, and not a single target was focused. And yeah, E6 were just able to heal it up and just keep chipping away until that little healing that Pegasus had just faded away and went into dust.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that we could have seen done better from Blazing Pegasus. So, here's what I'm thinking. All right, here is what you need to do, BP, right now. If you're listening to the stream, because let's be real, this is Owlet. People stream snipe tout le temps. Okay, here's what you got to do. All right, listen. First,
Get your notepads out.
Yeah, notepads. It's lesson time, boys and girls. First thing right here. Focus the same target. Second, stop playing garbage comps. Third, actually press Q. The button is bound for a reason. If you bound your button to something else, find out what that button is. It'll be under ultimates in settings. Okay?
Ability 3.
Yeah, ability 3. There we go. Thank you. Find out what you bound it to and actually use it in fights. Before the other team does it and kills you all. Though, if you do those 3 things, we may have a match on our hands.
This has been Overwatch 101 with your host, Piper. Thank you, Piper.
Yeah. Thank you, Empathy, for the little closing there. We're just at the halftime break now. Just so that the teams can say F you to me as I'm trying to produce and cast at the same time. They've decided that they're going to switch sides to confuse you and me because they don't like me. Yeah, they don't like us. So they're like, hey, let's change sides. The next map we're going to be seeing here is Volskaya. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the Owlet formula, the way it works is it's just like Overwatch League, right? So we're going to play 4 maps today. Oasis, Gibraltar. We've already seen 2 of those. Echo 6 is up 2-0. Next, we're going to see Volskaya, and we're also going to see Numbani to finish it off. No matter what, we are playing 4 maps, even if Echo 6 wins this next map and takes the series. So yeah, but we will see Numbani no matter what, even if Volskaya is won by Echo 6.
So as we're moving into Volskaya Industries, this will be the 3rd map, and traditionally, the first point of Volskaya is where we actually see the DPS heavy composition. So, I believe, yes. So I believe E6 is the right side now, so they'll be attacking first. Do you think we'll see that come out from E6, or will they continue to stick with their, with the comps that have really been working for them with Sombra or, Tutu, or will they just go goats?
Chat, I'm sorry, but they're just gonna go goats here. I'm sorry. It's gonna happen. Prepare yourselves. It's gonna be good.
You know what? I believe in the quad DPS.
I
believe in
you may
my boys
believe.
at E6.
You may believe, but the
I
quad
believe.
DPS is a lie.
I believe, chat.
Anyways, chat, who's ready to watch some pro fucking stream right here? Ready? Look at this.
Oof.
Oh, I just made the one really big.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. There we go. It's fixed.
Uh-oh.
Did you guys even notice? You guys probably didn't even notice that I was playing with properties and things.
Mhm.
Look at that.
I'll be honest, I don't have the stream pulled up, so I can't tell.
Pro production right there, chat. You guys didn't even notice that I was doing that.
Unfortunately,
I was right, by the way.
Shattered.
I was right, by the way.
Shattered.
It's goats. I was right. Look at
It's
me go,
goats
chat.
again.
Look at me
Let's
go.
get it. Goats. It's goats v goats. Ladies and gentlemen, someone cried out for goats on both teams, and they ended up falling for it. So let's get it. As the fight starts to break out the point, ooh, the D.Va gets pretty low right off the bat, but uses her boost to get out. Now it's pretty even again. As the members of E6 starting to engage, not really finding any good opportunity. Blazing Pegasus just backing up, kind of backing back into the Mega Health Pack room, but those 2 picks will be pretty big for the sustain of Pegasus. And yeah, E6 did a really good job splitting that Reinhardt right off the beginning. The Brick tried to save him, and both of them ended up falling.
Yeah, I think that was just a testament to how strong Echo 6's goats has become, and really in general they are over Blazing Pegasus right now. And honestly, you're at that point in the series now where I think the mental games start to have a huge effect on a team. You're down 2-0, you know, you haven't really had much luck, you haven't really been making the maps that incredibly close, especially the last map. So maybe you're starting to, you know, feel the mental drain a little bit.
And there comes the shatter onto Vagabond. Vagabond's gonna go down. The ultimate economy is definitely favoring E6 right now, as they're just going in. 2 supports down. There comes the bomb, and that's gonna find another 2.
Huge.
3-6 taking down Marcus, but it's not gonna nearly be enough as that bomb comes down. I don't think that's gonna get many picks. It still finds Diesel, so there is a potential for a recontest as the Wrecking Ball comes in from Vagabond. He's gonna go in, and there comes the Transcendence. I think that'll be enough time, I think, for Pegasus to reconvene here and make a good attack. But as I say, that Cornish out of the Transcendence gets fallen. The solo shatter onto Tree 6 ends up taking him down, and there comes the beat as well to sustain the rest as some supports fall. But again, remember, the spawn advantage for Pegasus is just a little bit too good. And now, as members keep falling back, it looks to be in favor of E6 right now. They're still taking down Lucio. The D.Va falls as well. The D-Mech comes down to Justine, but yeah, actually, as I say that, again, as more and more members fall, it's just looking a little bit better for the stall for E6's side, but Vagabond gets taken down pretty quick there. They still have have pretty tank heavy as the Zenyatta comes back. There comes I believe the 3rd shatter of this fight from Cheese Nips. And the fight just, again, continuing to be devolved and breaking down. The Wrecking Ball's gonna be coming back to Transcendence as well. Coming up, keeping people alive. Cheese Nips gets shattered, but again, the Transcendence will keep him alive. The D.Va bomb as well from Justine won't find anything this time. And Cornish gets taken down, but again, there's just too much star right now, and E6 just haven't been able to decisively win one of these fights yet. The staggers on from Pegasus, they just haven't been able to deal with yet. As Res falls, that's the 2nd tick now onto the point, and that's finally gonna be it. After, I believe, 2 minutes, finally, E6 take the fight and get the 2nd point of Volskaya.
Hello chat, I'd like to introduce you to 2CP where the fights never end, and it's the longest game you'll ever experience in your life.
Whew.
That was painful.
That was yeah.
I mean,
believe, as I said, I believe Cheese Nips got about 3 shatters that fight.
Yeah. I mean, there were some good takeaways there for BP, okay? I mean, I know it looks like they got rolled with a 5-minute time bank for Echo 6, but, you know, there's some good takeaways there for BP. They showed us that they know how to stagger themselves, you know, trickling in one by one, dying on point. In a stall situation, it's good, but all the other times they've done it, not very good. You know, they showed us that they can actually press Q as Tree 60, you know, tried to get some big shatters in there. But I think at the end of the day, you know, Echo 6 is just too big right now. They're too big.
I thought you said you can never be too big.
Well, they're too big for BP to handle.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, well, as we see the E6 side, come on, please, Vega. Please stay it. We need something different. Just do it. You're up 2-0 in the series. You got 5 minutes. Come on, Blazing Pegasus. You gotta try something different, please. Okay, more. You know, the Moira pick isn't looking good for Vega to stay on. No, don't do it.
They lied to us.
Don't do it.
They debated us. What a shocker, but we are actually going to see an interesting comp come out here from Echo 6 with the Winston Goats with the Sombra as well.
Yeah.
Now, the key here is that Cheese Dips cannot be playing this like Dive. He has to be playing this like regular Goats, except with a Winston. It's a weird concept to sound like, but he's playing right now to get as much cleave as possible and to get Primal ASAP so that he can disrupt the other Goats that are in front of him.
Yep. The absolute worst thing for Goats to have to deal with is a primaling monkey, because it does exactly what you don't want Goats to have happen. It separates up the members, but as we see the monkey kind of distracted Vagabond, I believe, in the back, and that opened up the kill opportunities onto Tree 60. The D.Va as well will get DMAC'd here, and this is going to be a hard reset from Blue Pegasus, or Blazing Pegasus.
And I think we're seeing...
Fight one.
I think we're seeing there with that first fight one as well. Echo 6 just has a great understanding of this Goats composition. As we saw them once they had gained that initial advantage with 2 picks and they know the fight was won, they had the ability to chase down Blazing Pegasus almost to spawn, and with that push almost to spawn, they managed to kill everybody on the Blazing Pegasus side, and they even managed to kill Snoop Doge, which is huge because he was at 100 energy. So that was a perfect chase and a perfect cleanup. Well executed Goats play from Echo 6.
I think that's just part of the teamwork that we're starting to see from Echo 6, that just the better teamwork coming out and the better kind of team coordination as well. It's just really showing with this, especially with this sort of comp where a lot of it relies on, you know, splitting up these members, you know, diverting attention away and then collapsing onto an enemy once he's vulnerable. We're starting to see that really come out from Echo 6, but as the fight breaks out, Reliable Res falls really quick to that Coalescence. He wasn't able to get around it in time, and as Vagabond falls, the support line from Blazing Pegasus just really isn't there. Cornish gets a kill on Marcus, so it's not quite over yet, but the advantage is still very heavily in E6's favor, and there goes the Zarya, and that'll be plenty for this fight. So, but again, as you see, Blazing Pegasus starting to build up their ultimate charge. They're almost coming up on 5 ults, and this is kind of what we're seeing. They just like to build up their ultimates and try to go all in with, you know, 5-6 ultimates, but
I swear to God, if they don't press Q, if I don't see a member of Blazing Pegasus press Q before somebody on Echo 6 presses Q, they are throwing. I don't care what they say. Blazing Pegasus confirmed throwing.
There it is. Oh, the D.Va bomb went a little bit too far. The bubble will keep everyone safe. It does get the DMAC on. It does get the DMAC onto Justine. There comes the Shatter, and
Gravity there by
Cruz.
Cornish.
Oh yeah, huge Gravity. And here comes Blazing Pegasus, finally starting to make a fight after, again, as I said, all 5 ultimates being used up. The Primaling Winston will basically just be for stall, but I believe they have this point pretty much won now.
It only took them 3 minutes, and it also took them a second to realize, you know, that you can actually press Q and kill people. But they figured it out, they capped the point, and they're going to get a nice additional 4 minutes now. So that'll give them 4 minutes and about 30 seconds to push the point here. But the big key here is they need to finish with time. That is the absolute biggest thing that is important.
Yep.
And, you know, they only have a beat here, but statistically speaking, beating to engage in fights, especially against other Goats, gives you a win more times than not.
And the main thing is that EMP from Marcus. That if Reliable Res gets caught in this EMP and he's not able to beat, it's going to be a free fight win for E6. So it's going to come down to when that EMP is
Here
used.
it comes!
Marcus comes in, and there comes the EMP. It does land on Reliable, and here comes the disengage, though. The disengage is pretty clean, but I don't believe Tree 6 won't. No, the DMAC comes onto Quiet Game. Tree 6 stays up, but there goes the D.Va falling. And the rally used from Vagabond, it will keep the rest of them topped up, but they can't really engage without their D.Va.
But the big thing here that actually is a huge advantage is that Echo 6 actually didn't have the advantage in that fight until the EMP came out. But what that means is that Blazing Pegasus has been able to get a lot of ultimates on their side, and they did a lot of poke, and they're still doing a lot of poke. So they now have Bomb, they're gonna have Grab, they have Beat, they have, you know, Transcendence. There it is. Words escape me sometimes. And they also have a Shatter. Compared to only 3, almost 4 ultimates on Echo 6's side. They need to dump them here. Oh, that's a huge block.
Oh, the shatter. But there comes the Transcendence. It'll keep it up, but they double up their support ults. That's not good. Here comes the Graviton from E6 to try to take them out. And a huge bomb again. We keep seeing this from Quiet Game, but he's going off with that bomb. There's a kill onto the Zarya from kill onto Snoop Dogg, but man,
it doesn't matter.
Huge bomb. But the big thing is the members of E6 will be able to return though, but they're still coming their way. There comes the Graviton, but there's really not enough follow-up with that shatter on the cheese if he wasn't able to swing into that. Again, we're just kind of seeing a little bit of stagger, but I think there's at least 2 ticks potential here. They just need a few more cleanups, but Tree 6 is coming back from spawn. That's the main tank down, but I believe Blazing Pegasus still have enough damage to be able to clean up these kills. They still have everything that they need to be able to take this point. It'll just take a little bit longer. There goes the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer, the big stall heroes. Now they have some health pools to deal with as both the tanks come in and the Coalescence comes out from D-Seals. Here comes another bomb from Quiet Game. Will it be as big? Will it find the members? It does find another 2. Moira and Zarya again. They just keep falling to these Diva bombs from Quiet Game. He has really been key in winning these fights. And now again, as all 6 members of Blazing Pegasus are finally back up, we again see that stall, but almost 2 ticks enabled here. There's not really many members. There goes the stall, and finally we see Blue Pegasus get the point with time on the clock. So we will see them be able to attack again.
That was absolutely the Quiet show right there. And no, I'm not talking about a lack of sound. I'm talking about Quiet Game. That was, we saw that missed bomb in the first attack for BP, and that was actually pretty critical, but they did manage to take that first point. But on that second point, he absolutely managed to put the bomb in the right place. But big shout out, those bomb combos that you see in the GOATS meta is not really on the Diva, right? Obviously, bomb placement is important, as we did see Quiet miss one and not get any kills. But if you can just put it in the right place for your team, it's huge, absolutely huge, that his team managed to get stuns and charges onto key members of Echo 6 so that they couldn't actually block that bomb. And then again, even at the end though, Quiet, still managed to get a good bomb off. He got good timing, perfect air, so it dropped right under the point, cleared that point, and that really helped them secure it here. And like I said, the big thing to take away from this is that they finished with time. All right, it was only 2 minutes compared to the 5 minutes on the side of Echo 6, but finishing with time is key because they're still playing for a map win. They're not playing for a draw anymore.
If they finish that map with overtime, the unfortunate thing is they wouldn't be able to get an attack, and they would just be playing for a draw. As if you finish with overtime, the enemy has more than 1 minute remaining, they'd still have. They wouldn't have an attack. It would just either be a draw or a loss for Blazing Pegasus. So it was huge that they got that with time available. They only have 2 minutes to take this, but as we see Blue Pegasus start to make this engage, they have the goats and they're taking the high ground. We've seen this a little bit, although they decide to go all the way around to the enemy high ground. It's a little bit weird because they're basically just taking poke damage from E6, because really, what are they going to do with this?
That's a huge drop. That's a huge drop. Oh, can't find D-Seals.
Oh, there goes the D-Suit, but yeah, Jeff bot falls. That's pretty big. Oh, there goes the D-Mech, and yeah, actually, they were able to, like I said, with the high ground rotation, I was a little bit confused at first, but they do end up finding, getting members of E6 to sort of go in a little bit over aggressive. They find those picks that they need, and they're going to be able to take this first point with relative ease. So they will get this, and they might have potentially 2 fights as opposed to just the 1. But it's going to be really.
It'll be tight. They'll have a minute.
They'll
have a minute and 15 here, but they do have more ultimates coming online here. Tree 60 is gonna get that shatter right away. He's gonna need to use it. Cornish, get that trans. Use it. Use your ultimates quickly, people. Especially as Marcus is getting close to that EMP. You do not want to give them time in the fight. The big key to victory there, though, that we saw in that first point was BP managed to catch members of Echo 6 on the ground. But we'll talk about that a little bit after.
That was huge. Yep, and there comes the early Transcendence as well. There goes the shatter on the Cheese Nips, and they weren't able to do anything. The EMP comes out a little bit too late. The Cheese Nips still got taken down. There goes the Lucio beat drop, and Rez gets hacked in the back there, but Cornish gets taken down as well. So that's a big member and some big damage as well. Justine's bomb comes in, not able to find anything quite. And again, the members of E6 just starting to get taken down one by one. But again, the staggers come on. I don't think they'll be able to win this with time available. I believe E6 will be able to stall this long enough to prevent time from being on the clock, but we're going to see here is almost all the members of E6 back up. Now, there comes a big shatter. Will there be the follow-up to get any kills, though? There aren't. And they're still able to keep it. The beat comes out. The bomb isn't able to find anyone this time, but Cheese Nips falls from Vagabond. And again, there's just more stagger on at this point, as we're going to see Blazing Pegasus just try to clean these kills up. It's not over yet. There's still a possibility for E6 to turn this around, but with the ultimates, you know, again coming online, I don't see it happening. This is basically just delaying the inevitable at this point. But I mean, they haven't even gotten a tick yet, so there's still actually time for E6 to make a play and build up some ultimates. But we'll have to see how E6 decide to play this out.
Yeah, it's pretty much delaying the inevitable right now, chat, as we're gonna see things finish up very quickly here. Obviously, the delay coming in, but it's fruitless.
Yep,
The end is near.
Yep.
Submit now, and we may spare your women and children.
Unfortunately, I believe all the women and children are going to fall. It just takes a while. Wars don't happen in a day, and neither does 2CP. That's finally the point is taken.
All right, so two things I took away from this chat that I think you need to know. First, how did BP get that first point so damn quick when we saw him struggle with it first? Well, here's the key. We saw the dive goats coming out from the side of Echo 6 again, but the thing is, BP actually, and they may have not realized this, but Echo 6 left their supports on the ground. And so what that did with the BP rotation, sure, Echo 6 was still sitting high and pretty, but the way they were sitting high and pretty relied on their supports staying on the ground on the point. And with BP rotating behind and able to jump right on that point, they were able to take the point very, very fast. The other thing that was big there, right? Echo 6, you lost the fight, but you didn't give up any percentage on the point. And it makes zero sense to me why you would keep going for a stall that literally just took till the end of time when they weren't going to finish with time anyways. You could have taken your time, right? You could have sat back, you could have regrouped with a full goats comp, and you might have had to give up 2.5 ticks, but you could have come back full force into a fight that you probably could have won. And I just don't understand where the logic of just constantly stalling. It might be a panic decision, and really, I mean, they're kind of safe because they have a huge time bank, but at the same time, I don't know, Echo 6's performance on this map has been, you know, especially on the last round, has just been subpar to me.
But here comes the Goats v Goats again. As we said, E6 has been pretty strong on this Goats comp, taking people out, and this is where it'll really show on this attack. We'll see if Blazing Pegasus have learned anything from their previous matches, but that pick onto D-Sills was a little bit messy, and yeah, unfortunately E6 aren't going to be able to push in off of that, so they're just going to have to wait for the Lucio. Not the biggest pick in the world, but still.
Well, and they actually also lost their Brigida, I believe. Vagabond did pick up a kill there. I'm not sure who it was on, but I think it was their Brigida.
Oh, but here comes the pick still, though. Marcus falls, but that's a pretty big pick onto Tree 6, and yeah, E6 are just going to leave that break pick. They'll take that 1-for-3 trade, and they're just going to win this point. Oh no, that Transcendence I absolutely do not agree with. At this point, yeah, as you see, the members are just falling left and right. Using it when you have so few numbers, that Transcendence really doesn't do much for the fight. And now they're not going to be able to have that for the next fight, you know, coming up on the second point.
SMH, why you feeding, boys? Boys, why you feeding? What are you doing? Oh, man.
Again, we just see more stall coming
Blazing
in. Yeah,
Pegasus is making me cry right now. First, you have Cornish committing an ultimate to a fight that he's not gonna win, right? It's just for delay. Why would you waste Trans, one of the best defensive ultimates in the game, to delay? The second thing, why would you feed 800 HP? You fed a Diva and your Lucio into that fight when you didn't have to. It was unnecessary, but you did it anyways, and now you look silly.
Oh! And a bomb from Justine comes in. Pretty big play. That'll get 2 members. And as the rest of the members of Blazing Pegasus fall, now we're seeing now as you see, this is just another testament to E6 and their coordination. You saw that grab bomb combo come in. Yeah, it wasn't quite placed in the right spot, but it did exactly what you needed to do. It got the picks you needed, and now they have 2 ticks remaining on the clock, and there won't really be too much of a contest coming out from Blazing Pegasus here. There comes another shatter. Won't really land on anyone, but here comes the tire. This tire could win them the fight, but we'll have to see. And there
that's
comes
big,
that's
though.
2 big.
That's 2 supports, but there's nobody to
supports,
touch.
But it's not enough. And now what we talked about earlier. Blazing Pegasus did finish with time, so now they're playing for a draw. They're playing to draw this map, and at this point, it's impossible. At this point, E6 have already won the series.
Yeah, I mean,
even with this, even if they draw the map, there's only 1 map to go, and E6 is up 2-0. So
yeah, it's unfortunately going to be not quite the thrilling conclusion to this series that we wanted. Everybody, Echo 6 have just secured the series with the win, or with claiming that 4th point with time left. But I mean, hey, you know what? Map differential has been big this season. It's been the difference between the top-rated teams and Blazing Pegasus. You guys were in 4th place coming into this stage. You're still competing for playoff spots, and honestly, map differential is huge here. So if you can deny a map win to Echo 6 right now, that would be absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, definitely. They still want to fight for this map win, or to fight for this draw. Don't want to give E6 any extra maps for sure. That's the big thing. And now, looking on the side of E6, they're pulling out a little bit of cheese potentially if they keep this Symmetra and it's not a bait. And they will. And you know, I think I can see what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're going to teleport over, right?
Teleport.
Easy, boys.
And you see, oh no, the members of Blazing Pegasus are hiding in the corner. They won't see it.
Cruz? Hello? Yes, is this Cruz? Cruz, could you stop throwing? Okay, thanks. And I'm gonna hang up now because that was... I don't know what that was.
Now with that suicide, you notice actually Blazing Pegasus starts to realize what might be going on, and they move back.
Yeah, you'd have to be kinda brain dead to not realize, they have a Symmetra, we haven't seen them come through main, and somebody randomly died. I wonder what could be going on.
Yup, so that was actually pretty massive for them to get that pick. Marcus falls, but I mean, E6 are still getting some kills. It's pretty traded out right now, but Marcus's turret actually cleans up 2 of the supports. Sometimes those turrets are just a little bit too difficult to deal with. You don't notice them right away. Snoop Doge is still alive, but it's pretty in vain at this point. Looks like E6 are going to be taking the series 3-0.
Marcus got 4 turret kills, and I hate my life.
Oh, you know what?
Oh boy.
The turret MVP sometimes, alright?
Turret MVP. If it's play of the game, I'm leaving.
Let's see this play of the game. This better, dang it.
Very nice.
Okay.
Much deserved. To quiet game. Quiet game. Tried to carry Blazing Pegasus to victory.
Oh.
But alas, Blazing Pegasus did not want victory. Therefore, they did not get victory.
Nope. And I love to see that. Just that perfectly timed stun onto the Reinhardt to open up that 4-kill Diva bomb. So good to see. You'd love to see it.
And that was actually, I think the thing is, we've seen some glimmers of hope from Blazing Pegasus, just enough to give us false hope that maybe they're going to turn this into a match, and then they just stop. It just goes away very fast.
And we've been talking about Blazing Pegasus quite a bit, but let's talk about Echo 6 for a while, because, well, Blazing Pegasus, we've kind of been criticizing them quite a bit. We've been putting Echo 6 kind of on the back end, and they've been playing pretty well this series, to be honest. We've seen a lot of versatility, quite a few different comps come out from Echo 6, so, I mean, Pegasus have kind of been... Well, we've kind of been criticizing Pegasus quite a bit. Echo 6 have been playing really well. We can't really forget about that.
I would definitely agree with that. I think we've seen Echo 6 with an absolutely dominant... Well, not quite dominant, but actually, you know what? It's 3-0. I can say dominant at this point. You know what? We've seen Echo 6. They've been dominating this match. I mean, we saw a very close map on Oasis, right? It was back and forth. They were able to pull out the victory there. But everything other than that, they've just been showing that they just have a better handle on these comps than their counterpart. Their GOATs has been very good, right? Their dive, that dive we saw in Gibraltar was very shaky. But at the end of the day, I think Echo 6 has just been playing better comps. They've been taking the initiative. They've been playing aggressive. They've been playing like a team a lot better than Blazing Pegasus today, and I think that's really, really why they've been able to pull out a victory here. And I think it's deserved too. 100% they didn't get lucky. They just played better Overwatch today, and I think we should give them credit for that. And as a team, Echo 6, this is their first match of the stage. This is the first look we've gotten at them. They came out, they were 7th place in the minors, and for those of you that don't know, there's 10 teams in the minors division. Only the top 6 make it to playoffs. So Echo 6, at the end of the stage, halfway point through the season, you're just outside of playoff contention. 1 win back, and about, I think they were at a -11 map differential, whereas the 6th place team was at -1. So, map differential wise, that's a big gap to close, but I think they're getting off to a good start here, especially if they could secure the 4-0. That's going to be big for them, and I think they've shown these teams, they didn't make too many moves. They stuck with their roster, and I think they've shown that they took this break. They learned how to play some comps very well, and I think that, those mid-tier teams in minors are going to have to watch out. They're not a team to be trifled with.
For sure, absolutely. So, finally going into the fourth map of the series again. Echo 6 have already won, but as we said, 4 maps are played because these map differentials are pretty big. So Echo 6 are still going to be looking for this win. And as we go to Numbani, I'm starting to favor Echo 6 quite a bit because their dive we've seen from Echo 6 have been a little bit better than Blazing Pegasus's, and on this map you could definitely run that comp pretty well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a dive from both teams here. I also think, though, that, Winston Goats is also a very strong comp on this map. I think you could get a lot of value out of playing it, especially because there's just the possibility for him to get such massive cleave. I really think I'd like to see some Winston Goats here, but we'll see what we're getting given. And our first glimpse is actually going to be, whoa, what a shocker. Ooh. We're going to see some dive here for the side of Echo 6, and there was another change, so everybody ready for this pro production right here? Watch this. Boom. Boom.
Ooh.
You guys don't even know what's going on. Oh, I accidentally made the number bigger again. Whoopsie daisies. I mean, what? You guys didn't see anything.
Nah. Okay, well actually...
I accidentally moved the overlay. Never mind.
Scuffed production. NA production.
You mean
here.
Perfect production.
Or sorry, yeah, No, EU's worse in this, I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. EU.
Korean production. Korean production.
Yeah, this is top tier Korean production.
Okay, so we'll actually see from the side of Blazing Pegasus. Now, you criticize their soldier a little bit more, but with this comp, it almost works a little bit better. You have that pharmacy combo, and you have the combo of the nano.
Oh, by the way, everybody.
Which is very strong.
Just because I noticed Empathy's getting confused. They've switched sides again because, who likes consistency, am I right?
Okay, E6 sorry playing that comp, but we start to see, let's see them struggle. Now Snoop Doge actually comes out with the Reaper, which not gonna be very useful with this comp right now, but Justine takes out True 60 on this, and yeah, with E6's comp right now, they're just working to pump a lot of damage into Blazing Pegasus, and with the comp that was initially pulled out from Blazing Pegasus, they just weren't really able to deal with it, so I expect them to maybe switch some things up. And yep, right as I said that, switching back a little bit more so towards dive, it looks like. Yep, still people going back to spawn, so.
And honestly here, I'm looking at this, Blazing Pegasus, I don't know why they would pull out that comp at the start of the map. To me, it shows a real kind of lack of understanding about how you have to play Numbani. A Ryan Zarya on this first point is not strong. A Reaper, there's no way he's going to close that distance without getting absolutely destroyed or having a lot of difficulty finding value. I don't know, BP, they're really struggling, I think, to find comps that are going to work for them. I think this comp's a little bit stronger, a bit more of a mirror, but again, I think they just lack healing compared, but Vagabond, okay, he's just going to dunk all over them.
Vagabond, please, you can't just shoot people midair. You can't do that. This is not good. Oh, but Marcus punishes Vagabond there, but unfortunately, Marcus gets a slap on the wrist for that one too, falls as well. Cornish gets taken down, and there comes a bomb from Justine taking out Snoop Doge. But yeah, Blazing Pegasus able to win point B off the back of that double kill from Vagabond. Really good opener.
Yeah, I think Vagabond there definitely went huge for his team, finding those 2 mid-air kills. For those of you that have ever played Fire before, you know that as a projectile, it's not always easy to time where those rockets are going to go, especially against mid-air targets. So good work to him. That was a great display of skill from him. And I think, you know, Echo 6 just take some time off here. You know, regroup. You're going to have the ultimate advantage coming up here. And Snoop Joe is going to find a huge Helix rocket pick. That's absolutely massive.
You'd love to see it. And the res will come in, but now that res's ability is taken out. So if another pick comes the way of Blazing Pegasus, they're going to be able to take this. But they're giving E6 is giving a lot of space away to Blazing Pegasus right now. The Nanovisor will come out. That gets 2 massive picks onto Soldier and Zenyatta. Vagabond punishes Marcus, and again, that res won't be available yet. And Vagabond, just once Marcus is taken out of the fight, he's really uncontested at this point. Just no one really able to touch him, and we start to see some changes come out as well. But there comes the ult. But yeah, DCLs takes out Vagabond. Doesn't really get much done with it, but it will still open things up for Blazing Pegasus to make that happen. Justine just wants to get back in mech as soon as possible, and they have to really start getting onto this point and contesting soon.
Yeah, I definitely think here, you know, we've seen a little bit of brilliance here. I think that maybe the comps they were playing was just a little bit out of Echo 6's wheelhouse. Wasn't quite to their advantage. The pharmacy, we just saw a little bit more strength here from Blazing Pegasus. And Blazing Pegasus here is looking strong off a lot of big individual efforts here from Vagabond.
And it's unfortunate because we haven't really seen Blazing Pegasus really get any strong regroup so far because of
Echo
just
6.
Echo 6, I mean, it's color changing, man.
I know.
But Echo 6, they haven't really been able to get a solid recontest because all the pressure that's been put on. Look at the ultimates available as well. They still have 4 ultimates on the side of Blazing Pegasus. And here comes one. The bomb will come out, but it will be shielded off. No kills come out, but again, the damage boosted visor. Oh, but he goes a little bit too close for comfort, and E6 take advantage of that.
But it's going to be a tough defense here. There's still lots of people alive here.
Yeah,
and that trans is huge.
Yeah, that trans will keep people topped up. Samson falls as well, so the advantage... Well, they have the spawn advantage, so as long as E6 can stay up, they might be able to take this, but that bomb from Justine will clean up to both tank members, and now the fight's done. Without those tank members, you're just not going to be able to sustain through anything. Snoop Doge gets a kill on Lucio, but obviously that's in vain. Not going to be able to get anything done with it. He does get out, but takes that Lucio with him as a sign. So,
and I think the big thing here now is this third point on Numbani is a very favorite map for a point of the map that very much favors goats here, and I think this is going to play right into Echo 6's wheelhouse. And if I'm BP, I'm not staying on this comp, right? It's going to be very hard for your Reaper to find value. You know, you have dive tanks into goats, which isn't strong. You do have Vagabond back on the pharmacy, but you know, the Zed's just not going to be able to provide enough healing. Well, you know, the rest of your Pharah is getting pocketed by that Mercy.
And there comes the grab as well from E6, but it does find Tree, and Tree does fall, and again, without the Winston in a dive comp, it makes it really difficult to engage onto anything really, so Blazing Pegasus just have to fall back. They can't afford to take that fight. It's just not in their favor. And you can see the comp from Blazing Pegasus, you've talked about this a lot, but it's just they have a Reaper and a Pharah. It's
bad.
And
you
with
can call
dive,
it bad.
yeah.
It's bad.
I think they're going to pop all their ultimates and switch comps. I think that's the only reason I could ever see them keeping on it. But again, just hit the Q button, please. You have 5 ults. Just hit all 5 of your Qs and stop.
I don't know who between games. Unbound Blazing Pegasus ult button, but they haven't used it.
Oh, there's a couple kills though, and there comes the Transcendence on.
That's a big trans. That's a big trans.
And the res as well will keep things up. But here comes the bomb. Oh, here comes the bomb for Justine. Will they be able to block it?
Oh,
be able to block
that cart though.
Oh, Marcus. Yeah, the cart hasn't moved yet. Marcus takes down Cornish and Vagabond as well, and that's going to be the cleanup. Pretty easily clean up for E6, and now, yeah, it's just again continuing to not go Pegasus's way.
I mean, Echo 6 players have such a good handle on this Goats comp. They know when they're in trouble. They know when they need to regroup. They know how to react to ultimates that are not in their favor. They're doing everything right here. And Blazing Pegasus, they're playing a weaker comp. They're saving ults and trying to dump them all at once. But the problem is that they're not getting value out of that, right? They're not using their ult economy properly. There's just too much going wrong for Blazing Pegasus right now. And a lot of things going right for Echo 6, and that's why they're not able to push this card any longer.
I do like the tank swaps from Blazing Pegasus. The Reaper kill finds the Brig, but again, with that grab, the beat drop comes down from Chino, and Vagabond's still going in. He does clean up the Zenyatta as well, and still putting in chip damage, so there's still a lot of pressure for E6, and you can tell that Blazing Pegasus is still continuing to go in, and E6 have to disengage here. That with Samson's shield was dropped really low early in that fight. Here comes the Demon Vomit again to try to clear some space. Wasn't really to get any kills.
The cart blocked it again.
But yeah, here comes, the massive pick right on top of that. Right on top of that, I can't think of it.
Farah. Farah that was using Barrage. Got
that's
doinked. The minute she said just, she was dead, chat.
And there goes the Reaper. That's that's most of the damage that Blazing Pegasus have. So it's going to be really hard for them to win this fight from here on out. The grab may be a lot to clean up here, but yeah, there just wasn't any follow-up to it. They're going to be able to stay up because really with the Goats comp that they have, they're not able to deal with that Farah. As I say that though, they just melt the Farah pretty quick. The trance runs out from Cornish. There comes the bomb again. Let's see if it gets a pick. It does get a pick on the Mercy. That's pretty much the round there. Yeah. Without that healing, everyone just falls really quickly. And not able to convert that third point for Pegasus. So E6 get a hold on third.
And I think, we did see some glimmers of hope for Blazing Pegasus there. Coming in, that Pharmacy comp was really strong for them. We saw them able to roll through those first 2 points. But again, I don't think there's some issues with Blazing Pegasus and their comp calling, I've noticed. The first comp that they came out with for this first point was absolutely atrocious. You can't get a lot of value out of playing a Rein Zarya and a Reaper on this first point. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The only defense I have is that they were maybe expecting to go against Ghosts on that first fight, but obviously, E6 just didn't play into that at all. But I think Echo 6 has showed us that they're a smart team. They understand the map, and we've seen on Gibraltar they know what to play in certain situations. University, they know what to play in certain situations. Volskaya, right? They have some tricks up their sleeve. So I don't think I don't think Blazing Pegasus is thinking the right comps here. I just think that they've always been putting themselves on the back foot with weaker comps, and it showed. They went into that last point. They tried to stick with that Pharmacy with into Goats, and I just don't think when you're playing an Echo 6 team that has such a good handle on this comp that you're gonna be able to find value, because here's the problem is Goats can counter dive, but the way that you have to counter Goats with dive is you have to force the Goats team to make a lot of mistakes, if that makes sense. And Echo 6 is not making a lot of mistakes right now, and they're not letting other teams force them to make mistakes this match. So I don't see the thinking there,
Now, as we talk about this, we see the Sombra Goats come out with Winston as well. I believe we saw this at some point else in this series as well, with the Sombra and Winston on Goats instead, but yeah, we see a little bit more dive heavy. They're able to contest this high ground, but against Blazing Pegasus's comp, it's actually going to be kind of difficult to deal with that Orisa Hog just having so much sustain on that. But D-Seal's falling to Vagabond at the beginning of this fight. Yeah, it's pretty much over. They don't have any healing off of that. They only have Lucio. So yeah, E6 should just give this up right away. Just get another recontested.
Yeah, and we are going to see Echo 6 there making the smart decision. Brave Palm and Justine76J jumping off the map, committing Sudoku, and they are going to be dead.
Running Goats.
Goodbye. And they're going to switch to classic goats. Probably not the pick I would go for here. Actually, I see the logic behind this pick. The logic behind it is that you're seeing a very stationary comp, you know, with the Soldier, the Orisa, the Hog. You're seeing that very stationary comp coming out from Blazing Pegasus. All you have to do is go to the left, as they're doing now, and force them to rotate because they don't have the ability to outspeed the goats with that Lucio. And I think that's a smart decision coming out from Echo 6 here.
Yep, if anyone in their childhood has ever played Ring Around the Rosie, this is the example of it. But Vagabond gets a massive barrage in as E6 were making that transition. They weren't expecting it. D.Va didn't have her defense matrix up in time, and that just wipes the team. But that's basically Blazing Pegasus' get out of jail free card with this comp. They don't really have too much else to clean up. To clean up the goats quickly after
I'm worried
that
the TAC Visor is not going to get a lot of value into this goats comp. In fact, Soldier 76 is probably one of the worst DPS you can play into goats, just because he simply does not have either the ability to delete a goats hero like say a Widow, and he doesn't have any spam to whittle down the goats slowly. I mean, you know, he does kind of spam, but it's not enough spam if you understand what I'm saying here. I just don't think he's going to get enough value.
Now we do see a bit of a tactic change. They decided to just put the point pressure on and try to force these tanks to drop, but Blazing Pegasus aren't falling for it. As Vagabond gets taken down by D-Seals, Vagabond does get rezzed. The bomb doesn't go far enough into that. It doesn't quite get past that shield the way he wanted to.
Damn!
Oh, but that's big.
Quiet Game just jumped into Samson's charge. Oh my lord.
Oh, and with that shatter, that should clean it up. Once that Roadhog gets taken down, maybe they don't quite finish him up quick enough. They still have 3 tanks on the side, so the problem right now is there's too much health pool, and with that grab, that'll be able to clean up the rest of those kills pretty quickly. But they just didn't have that burst damage that they really need to take down these tanks very quickly, and that's a big problem that Blazing Pegasus are starting to have now.
And we are going to see some switches come out here on the Blazing Pegasus side as 360 is going to go over to that Reinhardt. Quiet Game, though. I think he got caught unable to switch because he's still on Orisa.
Yeah, I believe this is more of a transitional comp because right now they have a double main tank with Orisa, which, you know, you have 2 shields, but guess what Goats does? They just run over them. So
yeah, I don't know what the logic is behind this. But Vagabond does have his get out of jail free card, like you mentioned earlier.
Yep, he's going to have that barrage. Oh, and there comes the bomb. If there's any time the Vagabond should go, and it's right now. The bomb doesn't get any kills, but the remake comes in from Justine. Oh, but and then there's the focus on the Vagabond. And in the middle of that, Quiet Game just gets ran over because, you know, again, very stationary tank. The Goats love that. They'll just run right over you with it. So, and they're not really able to contest too much. Vagabond with a desperate barrage, but wasn't able to really do anything. I just think it's DMAC'd in the middle of that, but they just don't quite have enough to. They just don't have enough health.
D-Seals just right-clicked reliable res to the next fucking week.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he got pretty annihilated. Now, granted, had that trans gotten to the Mercy, maybe there would be a difference there, but that was still pretty quick burst. I don't know about it, but yeah, we see Quiet Game does switch over to the Zarya, so it was more of a transitional thing, but yeah, unfortunately they rolled through third, and with 3 minutes remaining on the clock, it's going to be really difficult this is going to be a difficult hold for, Blazing Pegasus. And there comes the shatter onto Tree 6, but the follow-up damage wasn't there. They were too busy dealing with the Soldier in the back, but there's the Mercy pick. That's huge. Now Blazing Pegasus have little to no healing on their side, and as Goats just continues to run over them, they're going to eventually get the point, and they win.
Letter number, everybody.
Map.
Letter number.
Letter number.
The
and
4-0 sweep for Echo 6. Jinx.
Echo 6 win it. How dare you?
Hey, I saw the opportunity, had to go for it.
Oh man, let's see this beautiful barrage. Even though Blazing Pegasus lost, this was... you love to see it. That was actually, in their defense, that was really well set up. They saw what was happening, they set it up, and they executed on that really well. But unfortunately, that was about the only shining moment that they had that series. Otherwise, Echo 6 just kind of read Blazing Pegasus really well, and they came out the victors. So Echo 6 win the series 4-0 against Blazing Pegasus. Congratulations to Echo 6 on that win. But we saw quite a few good plays, quite a few questionable plays, but overall it was overall it was quite a good series. Yeah, Blazing Pegasus had some big issues, but I think in the end we did see quite a few shining moments from, especially on the individual side. We saw quite a few shining moments from this team. I think it'll just take them some time to, get their teams set up, get their structure set up, get that team coordination, that team play down, and I think Blazing Pegasus can definitely come back from this. I think there's a lot of room for improvement for these guys, and I expect them to definitely learn and improve from this first week of matches for sure.
Now, we do have a special treat for you guys. There was not a lot of matches for you guys tonight, only two being streamed, ours and another match happening on the main Owlet channel. But we have a surprise for all you viewers that have stuck around. We are going to have some lovely, lovely interviews. So we are getting some people in from both teams. We're going to have one player from each of the teams, and they are going to give us some post-match interviews. And you know what? Just because I feel like spoiling you guys, chat, I'm going to make a special screen right now for this. You guys ready for this? Oh, this is going to be lovely. Ready? Now watch this.
Korean production.
This is great production right now, everybody. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. What are we going to do? What are we going to do here? Image. Do I have any good images that are usable? Let's see, chat. I'm looking for you guys.
Searching.
Big thanks, chat. I'm looking. Give me a minute. I'm looking. I'm thonking, chat. I'm thonking.
There you go.
It's coming.
Okay.
The big thonk, it's coming. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm working fast. It's going very fast.
Dope.
Hey, don't start counting down. Don't do that to me. Please, no.
You're under pressure.
I know I am. I don't like this. Please stop. No, knock it off. We're just waiting here. No, what is this? The pressure. Oh God, no. Why is everything so hard to find for the resources? What is this? Give me the drive, please. No, what? How do you not know how to open Google Links? What? What is this? What? What? What?
My job here is to put Piper under as much pressure as possible.
It's working.
So
It's working.
you can do it.
It's working.
Is it though? Is it really? Did you double check? Make sure.
Wait.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
I
dun,
don't
dun,
like
dun,
this.
dun,
This is
dun. We're almost here. Don't worry, boys. We're almost ready. We're almost
there. It's coming. That's,
Yep.
never mind. I can't say that on Twitch. We're getting there. It's happening. Don't worry about it. Where did you download this, computer? Why? No. Computer, why? Computer, why?
Oh no, he's downloading Word.exe, guys. Oh no.
What? Where did this folder go to? What?
It has vanished into thin air.
Where did it go?
Don't worry, guys. Professionals here. We're professionals, all right?
What? Ugh. Oh my goodness. This is not good. Oh, this is not good. Oh, I found something. Here we go.
Yay!
Wait, it's happening. Hang on. It's coming.
Is it though?
Yes, it is. It's coming.
We're almost here, chat.
Wait.
We're almost there, chat.
Wait. This is the
Coming up.
Ready?
Bleh.
It's there. Can you guys see it? All right. We found it, boys. Look it.
Almost.
We did it, everybody. We did it. We got there in the end. Okay. So, we're going to do some post-game interviews now. And actually, we've come across this issue where apparently the people from Blazing Pegasus cannot join the chat, so we're just gonna try to work that out right now. So let's get started off here with the interview, so you guys don't have to wait any longer. In here in the booth currently, we have Samson. He played 2 maps here for Echo 6 on the winning team. Echo 6 getting the sweep, of course, onto Blazing Pegasus here. Empathy, why don't you kick off this interview with Samson?
Okay. So, Samson, congratulations on your win, first off. It was a
Thank you.
very good 4-0. I guess the first question I want to ask is, so you knew the map pool going into this, what kind of comps did you prepare for? Because it seemed like you were pretty flexible with your comps, pulling out, dive comps, and definitely not afraid to do the goats brawls. So what kind of comps did you prepare going into this match today?
Well, of course there was a lot of goats, but we did also prepare for a few sort of more creative comps, mostly on defense. But of course we had the biggest focus on essentially just focusing on mastering how goats works and getting the coordination down for target calling with that comp.
Mm-hmm. It definitely showed. We saw quite a few good plays, things like that. See if I can figure out. I had something thought of, but I can't think of it right now. I don't know if Piper has any questions you want to ask, or.
So, I'm just curious to know. Echo 6, we saw you guys, just outside of a playoff spot at the end of stage 1. What did you guys do over this offseason, if it's, not too much to ask for team secrets here? But what was your guys' focus over this offseason? Obviously, this is the first time we've seen you this stage, so I'm sure people would like to know, what you did to come out and sweep a team that was previously in fourth place.
Well, it seems like the biggest thing that they did over the offseason was just sort of revamp some parts of the roster. Like, they brought me over from Petavasirian, and essentially from there, we picked up players that we thought would be good. And then, like I said before, we just practiced the meta as best we could. And I think we're getting a lot better with, coordination and whatnot, which is probably our biggest tool when it comes to this meta in general.
For sure. Now, tell me, what is team synergy like right now? Obviously, we're in a meta where team play is the most important thing. How are things on the team? Are you guys enjoying playing together? Is it very serious, or are you guys taking things easy breezy, lemon squeezy, nice and memey?
It's a little bit of both, depending on who you're talking to. But we're not stressing too much about it. We're just taking the time that we need to really get ourselves going, because we're still kind of inexperienced with each other. We haven't been able to practice too much, but it seems like we were able to do it enough that we've gotten a hold of what we need to. And obviously, we just 4-0'd Blazing Pegasus, so that's definitely something to consider.
And do you think that going forward, you guys are going to be a team to look out for? Do you think that the changes that you guys have made are going to be able to transition throughout the rest of the season?
Oh yeah, I'm thinking we're definitely just going to keep improving from here on out, and I think that we're going to get an easy playoff spot.
All right, I like the confidence coming in there. Thank you so much, Samson.
No problem.
I wish you guys the best of luck for the rest of the season, and hopefully things go well for you guys.
Thank you.
All right, now we have joining us from Blazing Pegasus, the unfortunate losers of today's matchup. We have Chomasuk. So, Chomas.
Yeah.
Chomas. All right, we got that cleared up. So, Chomas, obviously coming into this match, as we, told chat, you guys had lots of roster changes, lots of turmoil inside the team, it seems, to an outsider perspective, after what appeared to be a very successful stage 1, coming in 4th place. Can you just talk us through what happened out there? What happened to the team? What's with all these roster changes? How come things seem to have blown up for you guys now, having 2 fairly poor results at the start of this stage with a brand new roster?
All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. We're a pretty good team. Our main problem is working together. We don't have turmoil so much. We like each other personally. It's just I think we all have very different play styles, and we all play very differently, and we have very little practicing. Because we're a new roster. We've only been together for 2 weeks. So in game, we at the start we were feeling kind of confident. We decimated on the very first Oasis map, and then after that, we let a bunch of fights go on Oasis.
And then from there, was it just like a general downturn of positivity and attitude? We had that first point, and then we let that first map just slip out of our hands. What was the mentality of the team going through that matchup?
Okay, so some of us, at least me personally, I was a little bit down. A lot of us try to cheer each other up to play a lot better. At the end, I felt like really like good. With like the Pharah 4K, that was pretty cool. So that really hyped me up in the game. Um, I think we play well. I just don't think we coordinate. That's our like main problem is communication.
All right, and my last question before I'm gonna turn it over to empathy here. One of the big things I noticed as I was analyzing your play, despite the issues of teamwork and general togetherness of your team, which is symptomatic of a new roster, I noticed that you guys were playing a lot of very odd and very weak compositions in this meta. What's the issue behind that? Are those set plans that your coaches are handing out to you, or are those calls that are coming through mid game from players? What is kind of the symptoms there of you guys running quite inferior comps compared to what the meta is right now?
Okay, so personally, I believe that we have good coaches. I think our problem is like some of our players don't have like the best hero pool. Like, we're a new roster, so we're still trying to figure out what some of us can play. We kind of know a basis of what a lot of us can play. We just like it's basically a lot of us have small hero pools and a lot of us aren't extremely flexible, so we try to work around that. When we do work in inferior compositions, I think it's more of a communication thing where one of us called to make a switch and then we don't make the switch, or we call to go a composition a little bit too late, or we just go in a worse composition because we forgot what we were told to go on that specific map. So it's a little bit of the player's fault. I think it's a lot of more of like my fault and then my teammates, all of us. We just need to get down working together a lot more.
All
And
right.
remembering.
Mhm.
Empathy. What do you have for the man here?
So yeah, definitely there was like I said, there were obviously communication errors, which we kind of expect, and you're basically have a lot of new faces on your team. You didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare, so there was quite a bit of that. But at the same time, we did see quite a few moments of greatness. As you said, that 4K barrage on the last map was very massive. We saw some pretty good other individual plays as well. You guys dominated on that. You dominated on that first map, the first on Oasis. We saw you guys win that map fairly decisively. You had some really good plays. So yeah, definitely communication. Besides communication, you guys do look pretty strong. So what kind of things are you looking at to improve going forward to help you guys gain some success?
Maybe expanding a little bit of our players' hero pools. I think a lot of us can learn a lot. Just a little bit. Probably. I don't think there's much we can learn besides just learning to play with each other. I think that's our main problem. Looking to improve, maybe learning better compositions, as you guys said, or just figuring out what playstyle we play a lot better. Because that's something we haven't discovered yet, how we play or what we play better than other teams.
Yeah, definitely. Just working on teamwork, working on that team improvement. Definitely not a bad thing to aim for at all. So, yeah, just I would that's pretty much all all I had to say. So yeah, again, thanks for coming on, Chumasuke. We're
Yeah.
glad you came on, talk to us a bit, and yeah, well, we wish you future luck. You down? I believe you lost the first match too, so you're 0-2 right now, but we are rooting for you. Hope you make a comeback, and hope you kind of work on your team structure and all that a little bit more. And we expect to see you. We're hopeful. Yeah, can't speak right now. Words are hard. We hope to see you guys improve over the course of the season. Wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I think in the end, if we just focus on improving over our team, I think we can get some wins in. So
Absolutely agreed. So, like I said, yeah, thanks for coming on and talking to us. Appreciate it.
yeah, thank you. I'll talk to you guys later then.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chomas. And thank you to all our viewers for tuning in for this matchup between Echo 6 and Blazing Pegasus. Of course, Echo 6 coming out with the series sweep of 4-0. Empathy, any closing remarks for the chat before we shut her down?
Go Goats forehead.
Ah, of course. A classic memer, just like myself, Go Goats
Of
forehead.
course.
All right, everybody. Well, that is going to round off the stream from us here at Owlet. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we have plenty of Owlet tournament action coming at you. I know there are plenty of games that are going to be streamed, both minors and majors. You know, it is an Overwatch League off day, which means we can stream because Blizzard cannot hold us down. We will rise up against Papa Jeff and overthrow the Brigida meta. Just kidding. Never going to happen because Papa Jeff is too strong. Thank you guys once again for tuning in here. I hope you guys enjoyed the matches. Once again, I've been Piper. With me has been Empathy. Make sure, like I said, to tune into our matches tomorrow. And, of course, tune in to The Nest, shameless plug, The Nest on Wednesday to get some more in-depth analysis about the Owlet tournament leagues. Have a good one, everybody, and have a safe night and avoid goats in comp.